Oh, today's message is really important, something that I really need to speak to, and it ties into the previous message that I delivered a couple of days ago. And so it's really going to make a lot of sense if you've already watched that video. And you'll understand that this message is coming from a good place. It's coming from my heart, and it's always delivered with the purpose of bringing just insight and direction and guidance so that we are continuously staying connected and helping each other through these times. I was hesitant because it's a topic that people are sensitive about, and depending on where you're at in your awareness of what's happening, you might be sensitive. And I know that I'm putting myself in a vulnerable position of having backlash. But again, if you know where my heart is, then you will listen, with an open awareness of really listening to the message and not just the surface. So what I want to talk about is the situation that's being pushed right now, and I say it this way because anytime that there's something happening behind the scenes that they don't want us to know or see, or they want to distract us from, they always create some kind of distraction. Usually it's always either there's a shooting that happened or there's a race card that gets pulled. So again, hear me out, until the end so that you understand why I'm bringing this message. They know that every time they want to distract us, those are the ways that they're going to get people to really focus on what has been pushed, which is, there's people that are still racist, which I'm sure there is. There's always been that going on, but it's not nearly what they're wanting us to believe. Because I can guarantee you that if we were to ask many of us if we are racist, we would say no. However, there are tragedies that happen. And here's the thing. You may understand this and you may be resistant to it. But what I know, meaning intuitively what I'm getting is, yes, there's a lot of it that is true, but that there's also a lot or some that are made to look that way. And the reason is because they know that pretty much what they do is they play on our emotions. And they know that that's a sensitive spot for many of us. So when they do that, it's because they're doing it with the intention of, again, like I said, distracting us from something else that they don't want us to see. But also, it'll create further division. It'll make people turn on each other because, again, depending on your understanding and awareness of the bigger picture and what's happening, you'll either understand what they're doing and you're not going to play into that game. You're not going to, entertain it by sharing and by posting things that they want you to, because that creates fear, anger, anxiety. And so, of course, then that lowers vibration. So again, if you watch the last video, then this is going to make sense. And so they want us to remain in that place of, remember I said that fear, that flight, that low vibration energy, because that's how they're able to control us. That's how they're able to continue implementing things that they want, right? So this message is very important for you to know that if you are seeing things that are unjust, that has to do with, race, please do not feed into it. Please do not feed into it, because right now they want us divided. And they know that that's one of the ways that we will turn on each other, and we are easier controlled that way. Because if we remain united, then it's harder for them to really get us to do what they want and need us to do. So please know that if you are, the person that is angry over, these unjust things that are happening, stop and really look deeper into the situation. I'm not saying that that doesn't happen, okay? So I'm not saying that. And I'm not saying that there isn't, you know, racism that happens. I personally have experienced it in my lifetime. So what I'm saying, it's not just about, you know, against African American people. I, as a Mexican person growing up, experienced it. So yes, there is, you know, racism that happens. But what I'm telling you is that pay attention to when this is pushed. Okay, why is it they're focused on this and this is shared and pushed, right? But the bigger or the other issues, not bigger, the other issues that are also just as important, like what's happening at the border, is not being addressed. Why are they not addressing that? So that's what I'm telling you. Please go into your logical mind and use it. The critical thinking. Remember, I just finished talking about critical thinking. You know, go to your heart, and then from your heart go into your mind, because it's so important that we start using our critical mind in these times, and that we're not being manipulated easily. We can't allow that to continue to happen. It's very, very important. So please just continue to stay in your prayer. Don't share things that are going to lower vibration, bring anger, hate, further division. Very important, okay? So again, I love you guys. I appreciate you guys. And just please, if you have friends, family that gets easily triggered by, you know, whenever they see something that has to do with, you know, racial injustice, explain to them that there's something bigger going on. Because remember, it's up to us that are aware to bring this awareness, this conscious awareness, but of course do it in a loving way. I don't want you guys to get into arguments, because again, that lowers vibration. It's just in the way you present things, and you know, just say, hey, hold on, you know, maybe there's something else going on, or at the very least, let's not share it so that we won't create division. There's always a way for us to work through things, and the important thing is that we continue to work through them together. So thank you again, and I love you guys. I hope.